The reason I'm on this show is to get my family back together. At this point, we are a divided family. Being a mother to 2 girls at the age of 19 was very tough. My past has taken a toll on my children. My kids have seen me get mistreated several times. It was an ongoing situation. Someone that I trusted was very physical with me, left me in the ditch for dead, busted my head, and also knocked my teeth out of my mouth. It was a total of 15 stitches there. It's very hard to look in the mirror and not have to look at that scar on my face. I think about it a lot. If my kids got out of line, I would spank them and I would use the belt. That was the normal way of disciplining a kid back in the day. Nowadays, you can't whoop them because they are quick to call CPS on you. One time I disciplined Alicia and the resource officer got involved at the school and got CPS involved. At the end, the case was actually closed and the charges were dropped. I felt that I was a good mom. I mean, wasn't the perfect mom. I didn't tell them that I love them. That's not my style. I'm not an emotional mom. Everyone knew I would go to bat for those kids. So they knew the love was there. My biggest regret is not being able to open up to my kids because I really don't trust anyone.
Well, Naretha, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me here.
You say you don't really trust anyone,
No.
so I assume that includes me. You kind of look at the world as a potentially hurtful place.
Well, really, you can't talk to everybody about your problem.
Uh-huh.
Because when you talk to them, I mean, people that you think that you can confide in, you can't.
And you said that you never told your children you loved them because it's not your style. What do you mean it's not your style?
I tried. I even tried through group text. I would check on them. Hey, girlies, or hey, kids, kiddos, how are you? Have a good day. Sometimes you don't even get a response back. So what was I to do? It's not that I didn't try.
Yeah, I pulled together some of the things that they all agree that they heard you say to them that sound to me to be really negative and abusive.
A lot of those things I didn't say. Ugly, I never even thought I had an ugly child.
But you remember her telling you you were ugly?
Yes, and feeling that I was ugly because my mom thought I was ugly. That was the norm for me. There was not, I didn't hear my mom tell me you're beautiful or you're so pretty or you deserve the best or I was nothing.
And do you remember feeling that way?
I don't have a perfect child.
You say the police were called to your home a lot. That was part of your life growing up with the cops.
Right.
Yes.
Why? Why were they called to the house?
It was always abuse.
And you said nowadays that, like it was a different time back then, right? But it wasn't like covered wagons back then. These kids aren't that old. I went back and looked to see just how ancient times were back then. That was when Clinton was president. You were teens when George W. Bush was president. Big TV shows then were CSI, American Idol, House, Dr. Phil.
Yes.
Big music was Usher. There were still standards of parenting and conduct. This wasn't that long ago. Y'all are pretty young, right?
Yes.
Why do they owe you an apology?
Why don't my kids owe me an apology? I mean, it's things that they have done that they never apologize about. I mean, and that's all of them.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.